Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge, and we are live for Liverpool trip to Tottenham in the Premier League today. How are we all doing? Hope you're all doing very, very well indeed. I certainly am. It's been a very interesting Premier League day so far. I mean, some straightforward results, I've got to say. City beating West Ham 3-0 was probably to be expected, but this Tottenham-Liverpool game has delivered in the past. It tends to have goals in it. It sometimes has controversy in it. We've seen, wasn't it the Curtis Jones red card? I think that was the same game as the offside that wasn't given or was given. So look, we do get controversy in this sometimes, and very much looking forward to it as well. Also feeling good because in my Premier League predictions, Mr. Robbie Lyle got a little bit too arrogant. I've left the pause in the Premier League predictions. Go and do your thing on TikTok. Go and do your thing. Because Robbie he's been getting too arrogant. You know, we do Premier League predictions. He is in front. And every week he seems to come up with an absolute out there prediction. And to this week he was like, Wolves against Brentford. I went, Brentford win. And he went, you know what? I'm feeling a Wolves win. I'm feeling a hot take Wolves win. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Easy work for Brentford. Well done. Easy work for Man City against West Ham. Some surprising draws. I'm surprised that Brighton and Sunderland was 0-0. Very surprised that that was 0-0. And Burnley getting a point at Bournemouth. I mean, that just makes me more angry about United. Bournemouth haven't won a game since October. They go to Old Trafford and get a 4-4 draw, and you think they're definitely going to beat Burnley. They still don't beat Burnley. Incredible stuff. But look, before we get into the game, we're sponsored by Manscaped today, the world leader in men's grooming and lifestyle essentials. Winter is here. Christmas is on its way. It's the perfect time to upgrade your grooming game or get a present. It's still time. You can do that with the Performance Package 5.0. In there, you'll find the Lawnmower 5.0, which is an absolute game changer down there. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Precision engineering for your family jewels. Delivered to your door. And the best bit is you can go to manscaped.com by scanning the QR code next to me or going through the link in the video description, and using the code FOOTY, you will get 15% off exclusively with That's Football. Off your entire order. They ship worldwide and they're trusted by over 13 million men worldwide. Manscaped are top of their game. Check them out. Stay fresh, stay smooth, and trust us. Your balls and everyone else will thank you. So if you want to feel more comfortable this winter, the package has you covered. Get your package sorted. See what I did there? And a serious discount, 15% with the code FOOTY. A game changer. We like that. Thank you very much to Manscaped. Don't forget, links in the description or scan the QR code. 15% there. Okay, let's have a look at the team news for the game today. Because I suppose, yeah, I mean, Man City 3-0 against West Ham. Wolves, Brentford we've done. Brighton draw, Bournemouth draw. So yeah, we've still got 3 games to go in the Premier League tonight. I keep forgetting that Leeds are playing Palace at 8 o'clock. We will be live tonight. Everton, Arsenal. The missus has got the mulled wine on the go. We will be having a few drinks tonight. It's Christmas. But we're starting off a little bit earlier with Tottenham against Liverpool. As you can see, there's the team news tonight. Tottenham lining up with Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Bentancur, Gray, Bergvall, Kudus, Simmons and Moani. It's not a bad Spurs side. It's not a bad Spurs side. You never know what you're going to get. Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. But Liverpool lining up with Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. Always, well, look, you know, whatever. Gravenberch, Jones and McAllister. Szoboszlai, Wirtz and Ekitike. No Salah because he's at the AFCON. However, Frimpong is on the bench. Isak is on the bench. Lucky is on the bench. He's the one who got sent off. He wasn't that lucky last time, was he? Robertson on the bench. I mean, Liverpool's bench is nowhere near as strong as as Arsenal's. Nowhere near. You could argue it's not even as strong as Spurs. They've got Danzo, Davies, Dragusin, Johnson, Kinski, Palhinha, Odegaard, Tell, Richarlison. No, Spurs have definitely got a better bench than Liverpool. So look, maybe we get a bit of a strange result tonight. Maybe Spurs win at home. I mean, they have got, and I will just confirm this. We're up and running here. Let me do this. Premier League home and away table. So I should do this more often in 2026 because I use this for the preview for United a lot. So Liverpool's away record has them 8th in the league, 3 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. Spurs home record, 4th from bottom, 2 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. So a draw is probably the right prediction here tonight. But let's wait and see. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Please do share the video. We've already got 4,000 legends in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I've got a few super chats coming in. Leon Cox is a new member. Welcome to the Members Club, Leon. And hopefully you'll all have a drink with me tonight. Anyway, it's a bit of a Christmas party on That's Football. Our last Premier League fixtures before Christmas because I'm on the United stand tomorrow for Villa against Man United. And I won't be doing Monday night football because it's Fulham, Forest. So yeah, 2 games tonight. Looking forward to it. Payan says, call me ignorant. Why United going for Semenyo? We have like 10 cams and Ahmad seems done by me instead of getting a centre midfielder. Yeah, I agree completely. I think we have to get a midfielder if we get Semenyo as well. Thank you. I had some street yesterday. Absolute rubbish. I wonder what you're on about there, BRM. But actually, you're a legend. So I've renamed Quality Street chocolates to Street because they're not quality. My dad actually, as part of the Christmas presents, I forgot, every year he gives us a bag of presents. But he always includes a bottle of champagne and some Quality Street. So I wasn't going to buy any this year, but we did get a tub of them from my dad. I tried some, and yeah, they're just not quality. They're just Streets. You well done, BRM. Well done. This is not the second half. Oh shit! Sorry, I've made a mistake. You've not tuned in half time 0-0. It's just started the game, and it's 2 minutes in, and I'll get the time right now. I had a proper nostalgia Christmas moment last night. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was like being like 10 years of age again. Nothing sinister like that. God. No, don't say anything. No, it was just about 11:30 last night and I was trying to find something to watch and I went on YouTube and I typed in Tom and Jerry Christmas special. I haven't watched it in about 30 years. Took me back. Nostalgia. Right. What do we got? I think Spurs, Liverpool, you just do not know. You don't know. I really don't know. Do you know? I don't know. I've got no idea. I mean, you sort of look at the league table and I should be able to look at the league table. There we go. Yeah, you look at the league table, there it is. And you sort of go, look, Liverpool, that's as it stands. If they get 2 more points, they're actually level with Chelsea, which seems incredible. However, you look at Spurs and a win for them would take them to 25 points and put them in the top half of the table, which they're not at the moment. So it's a significant game for both teams. And it's that sort of a weekend, I suppose. Liverpool always beat Spurs, says Imi. I just don't know. I mean, look, Andy says, what about Man City? Man City are the in-form team in the Premier League at the moment. I think Arsenal under a little bit of pressure tonight. I know Man City are top at the moment, but Arsenal will want to take that place. And look, part of winning a league title is riding the storm. At the moment, Man City are doing very, very well. Arsenal just need to keep doing the job. Did you ever watch Doctor Who on Christmas Day back when it was good, says Ben? I'm not a big fan of Doctor Who, actually. But Spurs have started off quite well here. Good play down the right-hand side by Kudos. Whips across in. And the shot is a goal. Oh, God, that camera did me. Muani with the shot. And the camera did me bad there. I generally thought that was going in. It was never going in, was it? It was a block by Bradley. But just from where the camera is, it looked like, as the ball went in the air, it was going towards the goal. Got done there. Throw into Spurs. Robbie agrees with me. He says, I thought it was in as well. I definitely thought it was in. Spurs starting off quite well, though. I mean, look, Liverpool are not the long throw-in. Here we go. When was the last time a long throw-in? You know, the amount of long throw-ins we see and the amount of times they actually work. In mid-air marks is Jamie Grant. Thank you very much. Oh, you're in mid-air. Where are you going? I'm mid-air. Well, it's the power of the internet, mate. That's great. When I was flying to New York in the summer, I was in mid-air when Ornstein dropped the news about Mbeumo. I was like, go live, go live. And they were like, why don't you go live? And I'm like, I cannot trust the internet halfway across the Atlantic. So it's great what you can do on planes these days. I always think about the Mile High Club. I mean, to be fair, the first trip, my wife wasn't even on the plane. So not only would I didn't really need to think it through because it would also lead to a divorce. But I was thinking about it, the Mile High Club. How do people do it? Like, it's just... Like every plane I've ever been on, the whole plane can see who's going into the toilet. So if two of you go in, it's very obvious. And also, it's a very confined space. And there'd be a bit of time pressure as well, wouldn't there? So I just don't think it's a club I want to join, really. You know, if it was like a room you could rent that had been freshly cleaned with clean sheets, and you can have half an hour in there, and you know, kick back and enjoy yourself, maybe have a drink. I get it, but not in some dirty toilet. I mean, imagine it. Oh, let's go in the toilet. An old Big Bertha's just come out. She's just done a big, you know, there's a lingering smell of crap. No, thank you. Private jets, that'll do, Danny. I'll have a bit of that. But yeah, you're basically doing it in a bloody Portaloo toilet that's in the air. I mean, you could get a big crane to lift you up and do that. Anyway, Jamie, I hope that's not what you're doing mid-air because you started that conversation. I think you're frigid, Mark says cookie. I'm bloody not, but I've never got the. And also, I think with, you know, like I've played at Old Trafford, and that was like a bucket list thing. And to be honest with you, many of you probably won't get to do that. I hope you will. Maybe some of you don't. But when I played at Old Trafford and I was sat in the dressing room, you know what I thought? That's an achievement. That's something that, you know, I've never thought I would do. I've done it. But all I wanted to do is get back out there on the pitch and do it again. Ekitike in the box, battling around, but he's been dealt with there. My point is, these bucket list things, I just don't know how. I don't know how. You know, oh, I've done it on a plane, in a crappy little toilet. I don't think it's something I'd look back on and go, ooh, that was a great thing. Also, well, I'll leave it there. You're going to do watch-alongs for the 8 p.m. game, says Robbo. Yes, we are live at 8 o'clock for Everton-Arsenal. I was getting quite excited about that game because I thought, oh, Goodison Park at Christmas, but it's not Goodison Park, is it? Ekitike into the box. Good play by Vicario, quick off his box. Mile High Club needs to involve another person, says Dean. Yes, I think we've established that. Oh, a little bit of knock at the door. That was fast. Thanks. Got me mulled wine. Was fast. She's normally saying that to me. That was fast, but it's not tea. It's mulled wine. It's hot. I love mulled wine. I do love mulled wine. I had one last week. Lots of people telling us that they're in the Mile High Club. Good. Good for you. As somebody always said to me as well, it's not about the fire you poke, it's about the quality of the fire that you poke. Which I think could be better analogy, but it's not wrong. So 10 minutes here. I think if you're a Spurs fan, you'd be quite happy. If you're a Liverpool fan, you'd be a little bit nervous, which is probably what you've been for the last 3 months, to be fair. You just never see that Liverpool anymore, do you? That Liverpool of last season and even the season before, where they're favourites and they play like favourites. They just always look very incoherent, you know? They don't play with much confidence, I suppose. Moha says, I think this game might look like a draw. That's good play by Liverpool, though. Bradley's got a bit of space down the right-hand side. Cross was probably a little bit slow, but it will come to Kirkes on the back post. Crap. He is crap, isn't he, Kirkes? I mean, I know I might get the wrath of Liverpool players for that, but I think he's crap. This season, I think he's really crap. I thought he was brilliant at Bournemouth, but I think he's crap this season. That's a foul on McAllister, yes. Yeah. I don't know what Spurs are moaning about. You're not looking at the ball. It's 100% a foul. Robertson's way better, but I think what Slot's trying to do, and you can't really moan about it too much, is he's just trying to integrate Kirkes because it's his signing, isn't it? Who did I have winning this one? Both me and Robbie both went for Spurs. Yeah. We've not done that well today, actually. Both went with the Bournemouth win, draw. Both went with the Brighton win, draw. Both went with the Newcastle win, draw. It's a good day for draws, isn't it? It's the day of the draw today. Anyway, Liverpool got a chance to whip a cross in. And Van Dijk, straight at Vicario with the header. He's very good in the air. He's very good in the air. Ever been to Japan, Mark? If not, would you like to go, says Fisk. I would love to go to Japan. I've heard some very good things about it. Lovely country. Very clean, very well organised, very efficient, very welcoming. Basically the opposite of the UK. But it's a hell of a drive. It's a hell of a flight, isn't it? I will go, but I don't think it's like. I don't think it's enough to just get in a plane and go to Japan. I don't think I have that that feeling at the moment to go that far, but I will go, hopefully. Has Iriola been found out a bit this season, says Evan? Well, they should be beating Burnley at home. I think United messed up on Monday. I don't know how you drop points to Bournemouth at the moment. I really don't. And they should have beat us. Should have beat us. Mancunian Red says, can I please see the full jumper, Mark? It's on the United Stand video, which is about to go up at 7:30, but I'm sure I will show it you. It's hard for me to show you because I'm stood up. It's Amarim. It basically says, Amarim is coming to town. It's not available to buy. It's one of ours from last year. I'm just working my way through the Christmas jumper. Christmas jumpers. I don't think I could go for a dump on a plane. I mean, I bloody well could. If you've got to go, you've got to go. But I do like to relax. I don't think I'd find it very relaxing. I hate the toilets in a plane. I hate the flush. I always feel like you're going to make the plane crash. You know, when you hit it and it's very loud, it goes, I think, oh my God, it's my fault. Mark, it was my birthday last night, says Jade. And because of your advice of staying with my girlfriend, I got such good presents in and out of bed. Really want to thank you. Still ending after New Year, though. Jade's on the countdown. Will you do a New Year's Eve countdown? Like, when it counts down to New Year's Day. Will you go 10, 9, 8? She'll be smiling, thinking it's all about 2026. And then when you go 1, you're dumped. Nah, that's not a very nice way to start a new year, I've got to say. Mark, with the foul earlier against Newcastle, what happened to the days where you were allowed to barge, says Kieran. You are allowed to barge, but that's not a barge. That's not a barge. You can't just look at the player and go like that with your arm and your leg. What he should have done was not use the leg and just use, a little bit of a... He could have shoulder barged him and it not be a foul. Like, he could have just gone into him and just given him a little bit of a shoulder. But he actually went into him really aggressively and sent him flying, and that's why it was a foul. Enrique, welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate you. Oh, I've just realised I've got to do some online banking. I can do it. I can do it. As long as I don't share the screen. I've just realised I haven't paid someone. You can't not pay someone at Christmas. Liverpool on the attack. It's a terrible ball. Absolutely terrible ball. Oh, no. So, I mean, look, to be honest, I would love an early goal in this game, the same as Chelsea-Newcastle, because it's one of those games where you could get any result. And I think an early goal just opens the game up a little bit. It was a good game at lunchtime. I was very disappointed with the referee, of course, but well, sorry, with VAR. However, if we can get an early goal in this, it will open it up a little bit. But Spurs have started off okay. Liverpool, as I say, just their normal selves here. Just a little bit... not lethargic, not scared. Incoherent. What's your favourite Christmas movie, Mark? Says Dale. Tentative. That's the word, Lawrence. Very good. Favourite Christmas film? Well, I do like Die Hard, and I do like Home Alone. Wonderful Life is a wonderful Christmas film. At the end of the day, I'm not going to say it's not, because it is. It's an absolutely fantastic Christmas film. Yeah, definitely. I'd say Spurs have been slightly the better team here without creating any chances. I mean, they're such a weird team, Spurs, though, aren't they? I mean, they got battered by Forest last week, didn't they? Absolutely battered. I just don't know. I mean, I just look at Real Madrid's, the situation with Alonso. I look at the situation with Slot. I look at the situation with Salah. And I think to myself, is that just going to develop into what we think? Oh. I was the one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought I'd done it 5 times. No, that's probably about right. Nice ball here. He's got him. Jed Spence. Good defending by Barkley. He's given a foul. I think the referee's given up too many fouls here. I do. I genuinely think he's a twat. Twat's probably a harsh word, but is that a foul by Jed Spence on Bradley? Not enough for me. I just think he's one of those referees who's just not going to let the game flow, is he? Yeah, I can't stand some Premier League referees. They really haven't got a bloody clue. It's just get your whistle in your mouth and blow, isn't it? Does mashed potato belong on a Christmas dinner? Says it's Jolu. Well, I'll do a little poll for you. Let you lot decide. Does mashed potato belong on Xmas dinner? See that Kylie Minogue is number 1 with XMAES. XMAES. I mean, I don't even understand how you can be number 1 now. Early signs, this could be a long, boring match, says Cormac. Needs a goal, mate. I think it's quite an open game. I don't think it's dissimilar to Chelsea-Newcastle. There's a lot of space out there, but it certainly needs a goal. I feel like Spurs are on top a little bit at the moment. Here we go, mulled wine. It's all right. Well, it's a good start for mashed potato, 58%. I think it's a tradition in the UK to have mashed potato on your Christmas dinner. As I said, like my family, my side of the family always have. My wife's side of the family don't. But my wife's side of the family, they have red cabbage, and my family wouldn't. And I've got to say, red cabbage on a Christmas dinner is really nice. But I don't like mashed potato and roast potatoes. It's too many potatoes for me. And it's all about, I tactically approach a Christmas dinner. It's about how much I can eat. And I feel like mashed potato is taking up space. So I just have roast potato. I've got nothing against mash, but, you know, I've got nothing against peas, but you're not making it. You're dropped. You're like Gaza in 98 World. It's like a World Cup squad, isn't it? Doesn't mean you're not a good player, but I've only got so much space, and you're not in. Parsnips, you're not in. Lovely ball into Gravenberch, but Van der Ven's across very well. Dutch teammates. Very good question here from Rajaf. He says, why do people in the south not have chips with gravy? Oh, I tell you what, I think I might have told this story, but throw into Liverpool here. When I was away last weekend, we went to the same place that we went to last year, and I just ordered something at the sports bar, and it was, I can't remember what they call it, festive chips. And basically it came out and it was chips with pigs in blankets on it, stuffing, all broken up, cranberry sauce and gravy. Oh my God, it was great. Chips and gravy, unbelievable. I don't know why people don't do it more. Corner to Liverpool, they're good at corners. Let's see what happens with it. McAllister, not very good. He just blasted it really low. I mean, I don't know whether that's from the training ground, but it was crap. And now Spurs are going to break away. Bergvall. He's got to find the pass. He holds on to the ball for too long, Bergvall, I think. Very, very good player. That's a crap ball. Absolutely crap. That's the end of that for Spurs. Chippy order. Depends on the mood. Sometimes I just like gravy, chips and pie and peas. Sometimes I do go for the old chips. Who's having a barbecue? I just love me a good barbecue, says Port. Depends what the weather's like, isn't it? Ever tried cheese and gravy with cheese curds? Google it. Oh, Nath, that sounds a bit dodgy, but probably nice. Lee Berman said, I heard someone say the other day, can I have chips and fish? Oh, get out. I'd ban them for that. I'd take the money, but I'd ban them after that. Which championship team's up next after tonight? Says Josh. They don't get promoted tonight, mate. I think Coventry are probably going to head up. It's a good result with them away to Southampton, who seem to be on their way back. Here's a good question from Sawyer Webster. He says, what are your favourite teams to watch as a neutral? I think Brighton are always a good team to watch. I think it's a bit suicidal the way they play so open, but they're a good team to watch. I think Villa are a good team to watch because he plays quite a high line normally. Bournemouth, quite an open team normally as well. I think, look, I used to like watching Bielsa's Leeds, not because I like Leeds, but because you just know there's going to be loads of goals. Newcastle aren't a bad team to watch either as well. Spurs used to be a decent team to watch, but now Thomas Frank's there, they can be quite dull. I think we can all agree if you have Brussels sprouts for your Christmas dinner, you need your head checked, says Cormac. Well, that's most of us having Brussels sprouts. I like them. A lot of long balls in this game. Do you like lobster rolls, says Jade. I do. I do. Well, if you've seen the results today, a draw might not be a bad shout. We've seen so many draws. Only Brentford and City have won so far. The other 3 games all finishing in a draw. Spurs look, I mean, Liverpool just don't look like they're doing anything. Kudos, shooting from distance. I love a good stuffed turkey, says Gaming Kid. Good result for United. I'd say a draw or a Spurs win. Because I just think Spurs are ridiculously inconsistent. Goal, surely. Mawani. Oh, my God. I reckon Mawani here, watch this back. He gets a free header in the 6-yard box. Can't get enough height on it. But I think he could have just hit it. No, I think Van Dijk would have got him. I was going to say, could he have just let it drop and volley? No, he couldn't. He had to head it. Hard to get power on it, really. Good play there. Simmons is looking good, you know. He's settling in quite nicely. Liverpool look really bad. Really bad. Were they like this against Brighton last week? I didn't watch them last week. There's no rhythm. There's no rhythm from Liverpool. I said this the other day, the other week. I can't remember which game it was, whether it was maybe Leeds or Sunderland at home. And the thing about Liverpool at the moment is you can't. I think it would be impossible as a Liverpool fan to look at your fixture list and say that's definitely. Oh, I mean, obviously got Wolves. That's a win for everybody, but it's hard to say that Liverpool are going to pick up wins at any point at the moment. Liverpool very good against Brighton, says Main Man. Isma says, isn't turkey just for Thanksgiving? Christmas is all about the ham. Well, I think it used to be about the goose and the duck. What are we doing here in relation to stats? 1 shot on target each, no corners for Spurs. Yeah, it's a bit bereft of creativity so far. Let's call it for what it is. I think if you're Liverpool, you've got to go. I think if you're Liverpool, you've got to go into the market for Semenyo. You have to. Even if Salah comes back, you've still got to do it. You look at this team and it's just missing that spark. Interesting foul by Xavi Simons there on his own countryman. He's going to get a yellow card. Bit late on Van Dijk. Needs to be careful. Anthony Gordon got a red for that last year. Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. He's just I think he's trodden into him really, rather than anything. I mean, look, they might look at it as a red. If he meant it, it's a red, but oh, they're checking it. They're checking it. I think that could be a. Well, I'll await it. I think he might be in trouble because it's going to look really bad on a slow-mo. My assessment of this, and I want to do a poll as well. 57% of you say that mashed potato does belong on a Christmas dinner. We're just about to do a poll on whether it should be a red. I think he might be in a bit of trouble because on a slow-mo, they're going to... Oh, he's in shit. He's in big shit here. He's in big shit. He's going to VAR. I think he might get it. And it's a shame because it ruins the game. I don't think there's anything reckless or intentional about it. I think it's a borderline one. I don't think he's intending anything there. I think it's completely and utterly accidental. And I think he just treads on him. You see, that's no good. To me, it's almost like Van Dijk. It's borderline. It's definitely borderline. I don't think he intends to do it. I really don't. But I think he will give him a red. %64% of you saying a red. Where I'm conflicted is, I just don't know whether he's actually trying to run and accidentally stamped on him. Obviously, if he's done it on purpose, it's a red card. I don't think he's purposely gone to do it. I think he's running and sort of accidentally gone onto him. I'm not convinced that's a red. I'm not. I'm sorry. But definitely borderline. Definitely borderline. You know, it's definitely one of those. And the minute VAR said, look at it, I think was a problem. But Spurs don't help themselves. Spurs don't help them. Oh, it's definitely reckless. Definitely reckless. I just think the way I'm looking at it, I think he goes to press him with a bit of aggression, goes to run towards him, and he accidentally stands on Van Dijk. I don't think it is any... I don't think he's even trying to tackle him. I think he's just trying to, you know, be a little bit like... I think he's just trying to press him, and he goes to do it, and he accidentally stands on him. That's why it's borderline. I think Caicedo knew exactly what he was doing against Arsenal. He left his foot in on the tackle. It's one of those. What it does for the game, well, for Liverpool, they were playing shit up until that. So for Liverpool, they've got a... It's an opportunity for Liverpool, isn't it? But to be fair, 61% of you saying it is a red card. And what I would say is, the minute VAR send him to the camera, it's going to be a red, isn't it? We know that. Maybe he wanted Christmas off. Check his passport. Where's he going for Christmas? Lapland. Having a laugh land. I always think this weekend you've got to watch out for the red cards and go, is it somebody fancying Christmas? Look, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's preposterous that it's a red card. I really don't. But I do think it's... I mean, you look at what Semenyo did on Monday night. What's worse? Yeah, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you, TG. He says it's a red card because his studs are up with no chances of getting the ball. He's not even tackling him, mate, and he definitely doesn't. He definitely doesn't do it on purpose. So let's not misinterpret it. It's an accidental stud to the back of the ankle. So you can only give it for recklessness. He's not trying to tackle him. He's certainly not done it deliberately. It's just, it's an accident. It's just whether you think that's a red card or not. By the letter of the law, I think they're justified to say it's a red card, but you can't say it's a studs up challenge because it's not. Oh, Wirtz nearly got his first goal. 007. I don't think that works anymore. Why do the performative walk over to the camera when VAR is clearly making the decision? May as well not waste another minute, says Scroggy. Drin says, yes, but why go in like that in the first place? Yeah, very good point. They don't help themselves. King Dowd says, I'm a Liverpool fan, but there's no way that's a red, bro. Well, look, I think Liverpool were playing so badly before the red card. I mean, if it was United, I'd be worried because we're shit against 10 men. But from Liverpool's point of view, it could be the little bit of luck they deserve. And it was a good run by Wirtz, that one. He's coming live here. Imagine if Liverpool become Wolves' first win, says Smike. Yeah. And do you think Martial is biggest wasted talent, says Josh? I thought Martial did okay. JJ says, what's the difference between that and Garnacho? Absolutely none. Good point. That's why we have a chat. Nothing. In fact, Garnacho's was more deliberate. Two wrongs don't make a right, but Garnacho's was deliberate. I am doing Everton against Arsenal, Zetty, yeah. Challenge on his standing leg, nowhere near the ball. That's a leg breaker, says Dan. It's not a challenge. I mean, can we just like, I understand why people think it's a red card. I understand why they've given a red card. I think it's borderline, but can people stop saying he was challenging his leg? He clearly stands on it by accident, which is still reckless and can still be a red card, but it's not a challenge. It's not a tackle. He just accidentally treads on him as he presses him. I'm not having that there's any intent on it, because if there was intent on it, we wouldn't even be having a debate. There's no intent. He's trod on his ankle accidentally because he's tried to press him and put some pressure on him. Now, that's how you work towards a red card. It was not a challenge. Thank you, Danny. Josh, I will find your super chat. Do you think Martial? No, I've just done it. I don't think Martial was a waste of talent. I think he did all right at United, but he had a lot of injuries, didn't he? %61% say it was a red card. So in fairness, the majority have gone for that. Way too soft. Game's gone, says Aaron. But to be fair, this referee, I said about 20 minutes ago, is giving fouls for everything. So and Van Dijk, I mean, literally that happened with Anthony Gordon, didn't it, last season? He's quite clever in the way that he holds the ball and shields it. Welsh Wing says, accidental or not, that's stupid and dangerous with the ball gone, and that's why he got a red card. Jara says, you'll never get a refereeing consistency from week to week or game to game. That's no different in any other league around the world. Well, we watched the Bundesliga on Friday night, mate, and it's much better officiating. From the 4 months we've been watching it, it's like night and day. It's so much better. They let the game flow. The halves go quick. They're way quicker in their decisions. So if you're trying to say that it's like this in every other league, I'm sorry. And I'm sure there's people who watch La Liga regularly and other leagues as well. This is crap. The officiating in this league is crap. I mean, look, that's a borderline red card. I can't really argue against those people who say it was. And I could understand people who are saying, it wasn't. But the Newcastle game today was abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Johan says, is it just me or is McAllister a former shell of himself? I think Alexi McAllister is struggling this season. A bit like Van Dijk, a bit like Salah. There's a few of them that are struggling. There's a break on here. It's a lovely ball as well. Porro. Imagine if Spurs went ahead. He should! Oh! Jed Spence got it stuck under his feet. Tornado said that's because Bundesliga fans pressed the league. That's why German people basically in control. But maybe they did, yeah. No, I think it's a good call, Johans. I do think Alexi McAllister is a very important player for Liverpool, and I don't think he's had the season he had last season by a long way. Szoboszlai's been good. Gravenberch has been okay, but McAllister's nowhere near. Liverpool need to take advantage of this, though. Good play, Bradley. Curtis Jones, corner. No, Liverpool needs to take advantage of this. This is such a good opportunity to get 3 points and get themselves back into the top, joint with Chelsea, which is incredible, really, when you think about the season that Liverpool have had. I think with 11 men on the pitch, that's the thing that will annoy Spurs fans. I think they were the better side. And Liverpool didn't really have a lot of threat. Hard for Spurs, though. As the home team with 10 men, it's difficult. But Bergvall is in. He's just got to wait. It's a great, great, great block, that by Bradley. In a way, it might suit Spurs, though, the counter. As Lawrence says, great from Kudos. Counter-attack could work for Spurs. Offside. If you think the Premier League refs are bad, you should watch La Liga. They're atrocious, says Michael. Yeah, I don't watch it, so I don't know. Who've Liverpool got over Christmas? Let's have a look. So they're home to Wolves on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Then that's their last game of the year. Then they're playing on New Year's Day at home to Leeds. And then they go away to Fulham on the 4th. And then they play Arsenal on the 8th. Fucking hell. So, yeah, that's their 5 games then. They've got, obviously, Spurs tonight, Wolves at home, Leeds at home, Fulham away, Arsenal away. Everyone's playing 5 games over the Christmas period, effectively. Christmas and New Year. And the way Liverpool are playing at the moment, it's not just about getting results. They need to get a bit of a rhythm going because I think Arsenal will... I think Arsenal would not make light work of them, but they'd be very firm favourites. Good running here from Jed Spence. I mean, look, I'm not going to say even with 10 men because... Ooh. Well, don't know whether it was a penalty, but he's gone down. Man United were 0-0 against Everton and Everton had 10 men. It can go wrong. Let's have a look at this from Jed Spence. Into the box. Yeah, you're not going to get a penalty for that. In fairness, he's not going to get a penalty for that. He's gone past him. Again, it's one of them borderline ones. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a penalty for that, but you're not going to see a penalty for that. Referees waiting to see. What I would say about that Simmons one is that, look at what he's done to his sock. It has to be accidental, because if it wasn't, you'd be looking to give him a 10-match ban, because it's basically an assault. And I just think he's ran to press him, and his standing foot's gone down on him, and it's reckless. But there's another injury here for Liverpool. Bradley's down. Very stop-start game, isn't it? A very, very stop-start. I'm still not over John Cena tapping out, says Aaron. I would highly recommend M&S, Marks and Spencer's mulled wine that has maple syrup and brandy in it as well. Sounds lovely, Dean. I'm going to ask if can I get some more? Oliver. I trust Premier League's referees as much as I trust Ange Postecoglou with my lunch, says Jade. Waitist. Bit waitist. Don't forget Manscaped, 15% off with the code footy. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Link in the description. Scan the QR code. Treat yourself or somebody else. I am doing the 8 o'clock game. Yes, I am. Yeah. I agree with Elite. I think it's a harsh red, but probably a deserved red. Anyway, I'm going to close the poll because 61% has been firm for a while. So 6 out of 10 think it was a red. There you go. And that's what a democracy is. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I say that because we are only 32 subscribers away from 1,444,000. So make sure you subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. You're very, very welcome. I feel I need to apologise as well. Why have I got, what's going on here? Got the wrong timer on. Don't know what I did there. I feel I need to apologise as well because I was doing our weekly Premier League prediction show with Robbie yesterday. And I did say we're all very critical of the PGMOL and VAR, but they've not done too bad recently, so maybe we should give them a bit of praise. 24 hours later, shower of shit. So let's just not praise them. Let's just say the crap. And to be fair, there was a lot of people complaining that actually they have still been shit. We've just not really been talking about it when you think about some of the decisions last weekend. Greetings from Texas, says Samuel. Thank you very much, Samuel. Greetings and good wishes and tidings of good joy to you and your kin. And wasn't that a big conversation last year about good tidings we bring to you and your king? And some people think it's kin. Please do share the video as well. I think we've got nearly 10,000 watching again. You're absolute legends. It makes it a little bit more... I tell you what, I think the game's better. Not for Spurs. You won't appreciate what I'm about to say, but I do think the game is better since they've gone down to 10 men because it's making Liverpool attack more and Spurs are countering. When it was... it is kin. Everyone's saying it's kin. Yeah, because who would your king be if you're not a monarchist? Someone said to me, good tidings we bring to you and your king. I'm not a royalist. So you can shove your king tidings up your bum. So it must be kin makes a lot more sense. ZMP says, thoughts on City today and them overall this season. Merry Christmas to you and all on That's Football. Look, as I've said, I was caught slightly unawares that Pep Guardiola could be leaving in the summer. I mean, it's bloody typical. I've criticised City and their boring football for years. The first season, I actually start to give them a bit of credit and say they're playing good football and he's building a new team and he might be off. But I said it a few months ago, didn't I? The best team we've played this season is Man City. And I think the best the team playing the best football this season is Man City. And he is... he is rebuilding the team as well. Liverpool being crap, says Jay. That is half-time. Let us know your thoughts. Romero's having a bit of a chat with the referee. It's not going to make any difference, is it? He is the captain, but I think it's going to be... Look, I'm sure at half-time we'll talk about it again. However, I think it's borderline, and my criticism is VAR, because I think the minute they... I don't like the way, on those types of tackles, the way they slow it down. Football's played in real time, not slow time. That's my problem. But look, Liverpool have been very lucky with that red card. Not saying it's not a red card. They've been very lucky with it, because I think when it was 11 against 11, it was Spurs who looked the better side. And even now they've gone down to 10 men. I think we've got a better game, but Spurs could still be a threat on the break. Liverpool not playing well again, and I don't really understand why. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with Liverpool. I think so much of this season we've been talking about Liverpool saying, you know, at some point they're going to click, and it's Christmas and they haven't clicked. And I genuinely think, I know you spent half a billion or close to $500 million in the summer, but I genuinely think you need to go into the transfer market and do something, because it's they seem to be lacking some spark. Having said that, you've got Alexander Isak sat on the bench, and you've got Jeremy Frimpong sat on the bench, so maybe they can bring something into it. But Kylie says, where did Chelsea go after Maresca if he goes? I don't think Chelsea ever need to worry about... I mean, I don't think Maresca's necessarily going to go, but I don't think Chelsea ever really need to worry about things like that. I'm just going to have a little sit down, actually. Yeah, I don't think Chelsea have I'm not going to sit over here. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. Got another mug. Different one. Different colours. Hey, oh, you're not having any. Cheeky get. Oh, I've just turned it off now by accident. I did not mean to do it. It's so big. It's really... It's not as big as it looks in here. It's quite tight. It's not a City mug, no. It's definitely not a City mug. It's just a blue mug. It's a Birmingham City mug. It's not. That's a bit hot. That's a bit hot. I'm blind, I'm dead, I want to be a ref. Hate this ref, won't give penalties, won't give us fouls, but oh yeah, borderline, surely a red. Says the not so rich gamer. Thank you very much for that. They seem to have got, I mean, just a general observation. I don't think that was necessarily a penalty on Spence, but it could have been a penalty on Spence. We definitely should have had a penalty on Anthony Gordon earlier on. They seem to have gone very strict on what's a penalty. It is a Le Creuset mug. Well spotted. Got 6 different colours. They're very nice. Brand says, are you doing Everton against Arsenal? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Not yes, I am. Let's have a Christmas dinner poll for the Norwegian fans. Rib or pink? Merry Christmas, Mark Santabridge. I don't know what that is. You've got me intrigued here. But yeah, look, Liverpool, I just don't know how many more Liverpool in crisis videos we can do. The positive about the 10 men is that you are... Rib is pork belly or ribs, and pin is lamb chops. So I would go with the pork belly on that. But the thing with Liverpool is that obviously you've got a better chance against 10 men, but if you don't win it from here, it just becomes more of a problem. I just, as I said, I mean, obviously it's enjoyable as a United fan to see Liverpool struggling, and it's very, very unexpected after what they did last year. But figuring it out is very, very difficult. And I'm almost sort of tired of saying it myself. Obviously losing Trent and Luis is quite impactful. The Jota tragedy has to be in there as well, and also the player loss, but also the mental, strain of that. Salah, McAllister, and Van Dijk form dropping off a cliff. New signings adjusting. So there is a lot of reasons for it. Just looking at Sky here, they're saying the considerations for a red card are speed, intensity, force, degree of control, point, and extent of contact. Well, I think that they're never gonna own the fact that they've made a mistake, because they'll be covered off, and a lot of you agree with it. I think it's just watching it again here. He's out of control. I'm just trying to figure out what he's doing with his foot. I think it's just a collision. I don't think there's any intent. It's a strange one. It is a strange one. Yeah, and it looks bad on... You can't judge it on slow-mo. You can't judge it on slow-mo. It was stupid, though. It was stupid. I think Liverpool would be greatly improved if they signed Dalot. Yeah, well, Nath, I genuinely think that Dalot, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, these are the sort of signings you should be making for about £100 million. And they would help you a lot. So, yes, definitely do that. But no, I look at Liverpool, and that's the Anthony Gordon one. That's a lot. The Anthony Gordon one was way worse. Come on. They're showing the Anthony Gordon one. I mean, that's just that's way worse. That's what I mean about the Simmons one. It's nothing like that. But there you go. But this is what I mean about Liverpool. Like, people can say they spent a load of money in the summer. If Semenyo's available, that's exactly the sort of signing they should go for. They need a bit of a spark. They don't have that type of spark at the moment. And Isak is sat on the bench at Christmas. I mean, I didn't expect that. Vert still hasn't got a goal in the Premier League. I don't think he's got an assist. Frimpong sat on the bench coming back from injury. Kirkez looks crap. Sometimes signings will flop. And my biggest issue with Liverpool at the moment is that they just don't look confident. They just don't look like they've got any rhythm. They look like they're struggling. Hi, Mark. Just want to say thanks for not going with the football YouTuber trend, constantly promoting betting sites. Seems like they're all doing it, says William Edward Santiago. Thank you very much for your super chat. Well, we have done it in the past, and we will do it in the future. So I'm not gonna say that it's a deliberate act. We've done stuff with brands in the past, and I'm sure we'll do it in the future. So I can't honestly. I will always be honest. It's not some virtue signalling thing that why we don't do it. It's just at the moment we're not. But who knows what will happen in the future. So I can't take the credit on that one, William. If it were United, would it be a red? Says Callan. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's, is it Chelsea's fault that Newcastle didn't get a penalty? It's the PGMOL. It's the PGMOL, basically. Would you make any changes at half time? Look, Spurs, if I was Spurs, I'd go, look, obviously we're going to be the underdogs now. We're playing with 10 men. But we're still in the game on the break. We're defending well. Liverpool are going to leave space on the break because they've got to attack. You've got Mawani, Kudos at the moment. And on the bench, you've got people like Brennan Johnson and Odegaard and Richarlison who can give you fresh legs to run around, and Tell as well. So they've got 4 fresh sets of legs. I would just be saying to Mawani and Kudos, give me 15 minutes and absolutely give me everything. And then I'd be saying to the other 3 or 4, I'm going to get you on as well. Because Spurs' only chance is to score goals on the break. So they have got options on the bench. If you look at Chelsea today, if they were in this situation, they've got no width and they've got no attackers. So Spurs have got fresh legs on the bench. Their best ploy is counter-attack. So that's what I'd be saying. Let's keep it compact. Let's keep well organised. And let's look to exploit the space on the break. And you never know. You never know. I mean, look, Liverpool will become more and more desperate because they need the win. So, and apart from that Wirtz chance and that header from Van Dijk, Liverpool haven't really created that much either. Who likes Stilton? Oh, I've just seen an advert for it. Who likes Stilton? I like Camembert. That's nice. And I like Brie. But I don't think I like Stilton. Professor says, what's your thoughts on the red? I've just joined in. I respect the 61% of you that think it's a red. My feeling is that it's not an obvious red. I think it's borderline. I just think his natural running stride has took him into the back of Van Dijk. I don't think it's deliberate. I think it's an accident. And therefore, I'd probably go with... the on-field decision was a yellow. VAR get involved because they look at it in slow-mo, and that's when I'm out. It's like the Curtis Jones one. I'm not doing this because it's Liverpool. The Curtis Jones one against Spurs, in real time, I felt that was a yellow, but they slow it down and it turns into a red. And that's my problem with it. If the referee on the pitch had given a red, I'd be a little bit more on board with it. But I'm borderline, I'm 50-50, and I think that in real time, it looks exactly what it is. It's a misstride, and he's trod on his calf. I don't think there's any intent in it. But as soon as it goes to VAR, it's a red. So it's one of those, isn't it? VAR can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. I mean, how they didn't give the penalty to Newcastle today is incredible because they stick with the decision on the pitch. And we get this inconsistency. But if you watch the Chelsea game today, Garnacho's yellow card is worse than that. Worse than that. But you're going to get inconsistencies game to game, aren't you? I think we've got to establish that. Drin says, is Arna the problem, Mark? The talent is there. My problem with that Liverpool side is it's imbalanced. I don't like Kirkhead. I prefer Robertson. And I don't like the front three. If I'm playing with that front three on Football Manager or FC26, I actually don't like it. I don't think there's enough. Where's my width? Wirtz and Szoboszlai? That's not width. Where's my width? I would like to have Gakpo and Salah. I haven't got either. So this is why I'd go and get Semenyo. I don't like that Liverpool side. It's a little bit too technical. And I want a bit of pace. I want a bit of directness. So I think they need some width. Go to Specsavers, Mark. Clear red. But Dabby, you're not listening, are you? Because I've already said I respect the people who think it is a red, but I've been asked for my opinion. So respect other people's opinion. Is Arna the problem? We've done that one. Are you seeing the Premier League studio coverage? Says Rajaf. No. You'll have to let me know. Callan says, if it were United, would it be a red? I'd want a red. Well, actually, I don't know whether I would want... I didn't want Semenyo to get sent off, actually, the other day, because I think we're crap against 10 men. But what I will say is, I don't think Slot is out of the woods yet. I really don't. Because I think that there are a team... I say this with United. It's hard to see with United a vision. But at least with United, when we play against teams that play a high line, we're dangerous because we can hit that long ball into space and we can create chances. With Liverpool, I don't really see much of a pattern or a chemistry at the moment. And I think that's the thing. With Liverpool, they're almost playing game to game. And, you're playing Arsenal in a couple of weeks' time. Last season, Liverpool-Arsenal or Liverpool-Man City, I'd go, Liverpool got a great chance of winning this. I don't know. I don't know what Liverpool are at the moment. Anyway, we're back for the second half. Alexander Isak is on. Nay says Vert's chemistry with Ekitike is pretty strong right now. And Dead says, I've told you slot is rubbish and slot ball is ruining these players. Oh, good old Sky. Have we missed the second half here? Have we missed the start of the second half? Twats. Thanks for that. It's all right, I'll get it. I'll get it. Rob Hawthorne on Gary Neville. Oh, we're only a little bit in. 6, 7, 8, 9. Bang. There we go. I think look, I said Arsenal to win the league at the start of the season when there wasn't that many people saying it. And then 2 months later, everyone was saying it. And then now everyone's saying not Arsenal. So I'm just going to stay consistent. I've said Arsenal all along. Isak came on for Conor Bradley. So they'll move Szoboszlai to right back. And they will put Ekitike out on the right-hand side, I presume. But that he should do that. You're playing against 10 men. You know, you've got to be more attacking. Liverpool need the 3 points. And they should get the 3 points. I think Slot and Liverpool went the Pep Ball route in terms of signings and style of play when the league and football has switched to a more direct style. I think that's a great bit of analysis, ZMNP. I think it's a great bit of analysis. I think you're absolutely spot on. I think Liverpool have become a little bit like the Pep sides that I find quite boring. And Pep's Man City has become a little bit more like the Klopp sides, which I quite like watching. And I don't think Liverpool fans will get on with that because I don't think they want to watch slow, pragmatic football. I think they want to watch, fast football. I mean, you think about a classic Liverpool Klopp side, it's high line, high pressure, suffocate teams, win the ball back, exploit the space. We're not really seeing that high press from Liverpool this season, are we? Here's Verts. Kirkez. Having said that, sometimes, a team does struggle after a very intense season. Do you think Klopp made a mistake leaving, says Spring? That's a nice little ball there. We're starting to see that now, and we've got to see more of it. We're starting to see the midfield runners just run, knowing that Spurs won't have the men to always go with that run. Better start by Liverpool this. They're actually utilising the spare man a lot here. Vidan says, what's your prediction for tomorrow? I mean, Villa should win, but we've got a good record against Villa. Connor says, I'm an Arsenal fan, but we shouldn't have beat Wolves. I think it's an interesting game for Arsenal tonight. I mean, Everton won't have Ndia or Idris Gueye because of the AFCON. Dewsbury Hall is injured. However, it's a David Moyes Everton side at home. Arsenal struggling a little bit at the moment. You can see, you could basically see a bit of a pressure game for Arsenal. That's a lovely ball by Van Dijk. Maybe Ekitike in a different world might hit that first time. Spencer's dealt with him. Definitely opportunities for Spurs on the break. What do you get for dinner? Well, I'll tell you what I had for dinner, but people will get crude. Basically had chips, coleslaw, a salad, and pulled pork in a bap. I'll leave that one with you. Aura says, what's your ideal starter and dessert to go with your Christmas dinner? My favourite starter is prawn cocktail, and my favourite dessert would probably be something a bit refreshing. I do like Christmas pudding, but I think it can be quite heavy after a Christmas dinner, so I'll probably go for something like a Solero. No, I think a trifle. A nice trifle would be nice. Red velvet cake, a bit heavy, but I do like it, Jack. Charlie says, why is Kirkes so unlikable? I thought he was brilliant at Bournemouth. Just not settled in at Liverpool, has he? When is Havertz back for Liverpool, Lawrence? No, for Arsenal. Here's Isak. I mean, he's surely going to arrive at some point as well. Great comment there from ZMP. Thank you very much for your super chats. Please do share the video. We've got nearly 10,000 watching, so thanks everyone who's tuning in. Yeah, expect to see some subs from Thomas Frank around the hour. Kudos and Moani off. He's got Tell, Odegaard, Johnson, Richarlison. I mean, look, Liverpool, no wonder Spurs have pulled out the Semenyo race. I mean, they have actually got a lot of attackers. Whether they're good enough, they do. And here they come away again. Going to play that into Spence. Imagine if Spurs went 1-0 up. Well, I don't think it's impossible. That should have been a foul, surely. Tony says Liverpool back to their boring self. I'm an Eagle says trifle with beef, peas and onions. Classic. What comedy is that from? Definitely ringing a bell, but I can't think what. Men behaving badly, the barman. Sam says Semenyo at Liverpool would help Kirkes. That would be the link up again. I do like Bailey's in a coffee, John. It was in Friends. Friends, there we go. Yeah, because wasn't it Joey who ate it and liked it? Good shout. That's one thing I never think to watch at Christmas, like the Friends Christmas specials. There's so many. In an American series, there's so many, isn't there? That's the problem. Liverpool are in the box here. Wirtz wins a corner. Do you think Anthony Robertson will be good after the injury? Wanted him and Frimpong, not Kirkes, says Jordan. He's had a long injury, hasn't he, Anthony Robinson? Miz says, what do you think about Wolves, Mark? I mean, I just can't believe how shit they are, really. They're the worst team I've watched in the Premier League for a very long time. You know when we played them a couple of weeks ago? I really think we could have broke the Premier League goal record. If they come and play like that at Old Trafford, I think we will. I mean, they'll surely park the bus, but I just don't know where the points are going to come from. Like, no disrespect to Brentford, but you'd think that's 3 points, potentially. But that, you know, when Robbie said it, I thought he hasn't watched. Well, he's only watched Wolves park the bus against Arsenal. I've watched Wolves when they have a go, and they're crap. Oh, Isak is down now. Bit of pushing and shoving. Well, look, there might be something to look at here because Bentancur does leave his studs in. And I think he knows what he's doing there. He won't get a red card for that, but I think there's more intent in that than there is the Simmons one. I think if you've played the game, he knows exactly what he's doing there. I'm not saying it's a red, but he does know what he's doing. He leaves his foot there on purpose. Tasty. Alex says Neville said he knows what he's doing there. See, he's played the game as well. This is where VAR are thick. They don't know the game. Those of us who've played the game, you know that Bentancur there knows what he's doing. And then you've got to figure out whether that's enough to be a red or not. But he definitely knows what he's doing. He didn't even get a yellow card for it. But they don't know how to play the game. They don't know how the game works in VAR. So that's why you get shit decisions. I don't think he should have got a red for it, but he definitely should have got a yellow. Liverpool don't need another yellow anyway. I mean, if that was a Liverpool player on a Spurs. Here we go. Wirtz is too far out. Plays it into Isak. Goal. Brilliant. And he's injured again. Oh, God. I mean, Liverpool fans, do you want the goal or do you want the injury? He's proper injured. It's a good goal, but he's injured. Wirtz assist. It's a good goal from Liverpool. I think he's caught him on the ankle. Yeah, Van der Ven has gone last ditch. It's a lovely finish though. I mean, that's what he can do. Didn't give the keeper a chance. Lovely power on it. Lovely positioning on it. Look at Slot. He's well happy. It's not an ACL. He's hurt his ankle, but I think he's in trouble. That could be bad. It's not a red card for trying to win the ball. It's just unfortunate. He's got his shirt over his nose, which is never a good sign. So a goal and an injury, and it looks like a bad injury here for Isak. Kudos has gone off. I told you that was going to happen. Get some fresh legs on. But more importantly, Liverpool have the goal. This is the problem with Isak, though, isn't it? I mean, even just before that, he'd had the injury. Oh, yeah. It's bad because it's his shooting foot. Oh, my God. He's gone and got wrapped up. It's unfortunate. He's gone and got wrapped up in Van der Ven's tackle. And all of Van der Ven's body is into that ankle. Yeah, he's off for Christmas. Book your flight. Frimpong's coming on. Well, it's a very frustrating thing as a fan, that, because there's a player that you want to start scoring goals, and he scored an important goal, but you know he's now going to be out for weeks. I tell you what, if that's a long one as well, surely you've got a nip in the market. surely. He's walking, he's okay, says James. Trust me, ankles. My daughter did her ankle in pre-season and she could walk on it as well. And 2 months. Sometimes with an ankle, you're better off breaking it. You'll be back quicker than ligaments. Did he twist his ankle? No, it was the foot he scored the goal with. But as he landed, Van der Ven's gone like that to slide tackle. And his landing foot's gone in there. And then Van der Ven sort of took it by accident and just basically took his foot. And it's... Obviously, it's a full sliding, full-grown man taking your ankle in between their legs. So I'd imagine... The thing about your ankle is if you bang your ankle, it will hurt for a few seconds and then it will start to get better. The fact that he's a professional footballer and has had ankle problems before and it's still hurting him now, I'd say, you know, best case scenario, sprain, 2 or 3 weeks. Worst case scenario, ligament damage, 2 or 3 months. And as Gunnar Ben says, you can walk on a torn ACL. It's his ankle, yeah. It's definitely his ankle. It's not his knee. What are your thoughts on having a retired player in the VAR room could provide insight from a player's experience? I think it would work, Angelo. Doesn't even need to be a retired Premier League player. I mean, I think a lot of you lot would know how footballers work. So, you know, it doesn't have to be a top player. Well, Liverpool now can be a little bit more pragmatic. Hopefully get that second goal, but not leave too much space. Spurs stay in the game, then last 10 minutes have a go. League table, yeah, Liverpool up to 5th, which is, oh, sorry, let's get that back. I mean, this to me is just, this is the league this season. I mean, this is why you get United fans talking about the league and you know, sort of going on about how, oh yeah, we're only this, we're only that, we're only 3 points off this. And I sort of look at that league table and I go, look, I've seen Chelsea this season. They've had a few good games. They've had a few, like today, they shouldn't have won. 4th in the league. Liverpool, been crap for most of the season. 5th in the league. I think from 3rd place, no, let's be fair. From 4th place down, it's just ridiculously inconsistent. I think Villa, Arsenal and Man City deserve it. They are the 3 best teams. Everybody else, it's just really inconsistent. And I don't know whether Liverpool win this game without the red card. Rajaf says, I hate to see Szoboszlai playing at Liverpool, too much aura. Probably Liverpool's player of the season. Sunderland, very consistent. Very good point for Sunderland today. Very good point for them. They've come through some difficult fixtures as well. Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton away. And to be 6th in the league, I think Sunderland will be very, very happy. Especially considering, haven't they got like 6 players at the AFCON? Hold on a minute. Lovely run. Oh, it's it. He's hit the bar. Oh, I can't believe it. Spurs have hit the bar. Unbelievable. It was a lovely run by Moani. And it deflected onto the bar. It just shows you. Just shows you, doesn't it? What can happen. A battling run. And Kirkez again did get a block on it. And it looped onto the bar. Sunderland's next few games. They play on the Sunday against Leeds at home. They then play against Man City at home. Then they've got Spurs away. And they finish up with Brentford away. Their Christmas run. But I think Sunderland's big problem is they've got a lot of players at the AFCON, haven't they? Scent of Bren says that Kirkes is useless. We should put a decent cross in. Spurs will clear it. So, story of the game. 25 minutes, Spurs probably on top. Xavi Simons with a strange attempt at a tackle on Van Dijk led to a red. Isak came on at half-time. He scored a goal but injured his ankle and he's off. But Liverpool, more importantly, are 1-0 up. Having said that, Spurs have just hit the bar. So, TG says, did you see the photo of the Sunderland fans' train tickets to today to Brighton? No. Good. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Seb's got a cup game in the morning and then United Villa. They're the sort of... I look forward to... I'm strange. I look forward to the... What a goal. He's done it again. Ekitike. What a header. What a goal that is. Right in the top corner. What? Well, it's just a cross into the box from Frimpong. And it's unsavable. I mean, it's not got loads of power in it. It just sort of heads it back from where it came right into the top corner. So Frimpong here does what he can do. Puts the cross in, bit of a deflection, and look, he is all over Romero, but it's embarrassing for Romero because you can't claim a foul for that. He's just got on top of you into the top corner, and Ekitike scores again. You know what? There is a push on him, and technically I think it is a foul, but we don't get fouls for that anymore. No, I think there is a push in the back, but we just don't get fouls for that anymore. It's the same as goalkeepers. There can be no complaints. That's a goal. What I'm saying is we've seen that for probably 2 years now. That's a goal. But he definitely gives him a shove in the back. We just don't get fouls for that anymore. Romero's been booked. Thomas Frank's been booked. Five goals in 3 games. I agree with FC Goat. Romero does it himself. Like, you can't... It's the game. You can't... I think it is a foul. And I think a lot of goalkeepers get fouled. But it's the way the game is now. And you can't moan about it. That's just the way it is. You can do that. How long do you think Thomas Frank's going to last? Well, I hope he gets longer than 5 months. I mean, come on. It's Spurs won the Europa League because everyone was shit. Their Premier League form was terrible. I don't think there's a quick... What I'm trying to say is I don't think there's a quick fix at Spurs. I don't think I'm going to drink any more mulled wine. I think I'm going to go to the lager next. Lager for 8. Do you think it was a foul? I know it's not a foul. Because I've played the game. No, I know it's not a foul. In the rules of the game that we play to, that's not a foul. Does he push him in the back? Yes. Should we be giving fouls for that? Probably. But we don't. So, it's a goal. Spurs will do that next week and they'll say it's a goal. Like, it's a goal. Abraham says, I'll be the first to say if United don't get all 3 points tomorrow against Villa, that's bye-bye to the Champions League for next season. Do you agree? If we lose to Villa tomorrow, they will be 10 points ahead of us, and I think Villa will finish 5th. I don't think you can pull around a 10-point gap. Even at Christmas. I think 10 points... And I don't think you're going to pull a 10-point gap around from Villa. I don't think we're going to have a... I can't see Villa having that bad a second half to the season. So I'll find you super chat, Nicholas. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Why do you think strikers have been struggling in the Premier League this year? Says Nicholas. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, you say that they're struggling. That red wine's hitting me. Is there a lot of alcohol in red wine? Imagine if I was doing Sky with old Rob Hawthorne and Gary Neville, sipping on the mulled wine. Oh, tell you what, Gary, you'll have to talk a bit more. I think I'm... Just don't get me talking about anything controversial. Let's not do politics. Are strikers struggling this year? Thiago, Brentford, 11. Ekitike, 8. Welbeck, 7. Mateta, 7. Voltemeda, 7. God, even Richarlison's got 6. Zetti says, get ready for Arteta tonight. I am doing the Arsenal game tonight. Now, you know, it's the last Saturday before Christmas. And I don't like 8 o'clocks on a Saturday. But I have got a feeling this might not be straightforward for Arsenal. I'll be honest with you. If Arsenal are 4-0 up with 20 minutes to go, I'm off to watch the Elf. How long do you think Isak will be out for? Yeah, so I've seen that Thiago Silva's signed for Porto at 41. I mean, that's a player. Chelsea should have kept him. What was that question I just asked myself? Oh, Isak. I don't know. I'm not bloody Harry Potter. I've got no idea how long he's going to be out for. I mean, look, unless he starts... I mean, I'd need to be there. No, I wouldn't have a clue. I can't predict. It could be 3 months. It could be a month. I'd say it's between a month and 3 months. Could be worse. Might be lucky, could be nothing, but I'd say between a month and 3 months. Are Spurs always this shit? Says Naus. Explain Spursy, please. Man United have become a bit Spursy. I think Spurs are like a light switch. They've got all the talent, but they turn it on and off. And to be honest with you, it's part of their culture. And I'm not a Spurs fan, but I said this. Remember a couple of seasons ago when they were playing Man City here, and if they beat Man City here, they'd probably get in the Champions League. But if they lost, they'd stop Arsenal winning the league. What a miss by Verts. It was offside anyway. And Ange lost his shit because the fans and players were quite happy to lose. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't switch it on and off, because if you switch off, then, you know, if you're a professional sportsman, you should never switch it off, because it's hard to keep switching it on again. You should always go out there to win. You should always go out there to give everything. You know, if you're defined by what your rivals are doing and you're downing tools because of your rivals, it's the wrong message. Ange was spot on, Pat, about that, and the fans fell out with him for it. I'm telling you now, if it was United, and if we win, we're in the Champions League, but if we lose, we stop Liverpool winning the league, there'd be some United fans saying lose. I'd be like, if that's all we are now, you know, we're stopping ourselves from growing to stop Liverpool, nah. You know, we need to grow. One of my mates has gone on a haunted house. What's he up? What? We've come on a haunted tour around Whitby. Fucking hell, mate. It's the last Saturday before Christmas. Does anyone else watch Inside Number 9? I love them, I do. I think it's one of the best series ever. Brilliant. What for a Christmas special? Watch the Bones of St. Nicholas. Very good. If you like your comedy with a bit of darkness in it. I haven't watched The Apprentice for about 10 years. Where are Spurs in the league? Sorry, Spurs fans. It'll be lonely this Christmas. You're down in 13th. 22 points. And if Fulham win on Monday, you'll go down to 14th. You're lucky Bournemouth drew because you'd been 14th anyway. So Tottenham 13th, 22 points. And they'll be 7 points off 5th tonight. Yeah, not looking good. It ain't looking good, bruv. I am watching the games at 8. You've just reminded me I need to set it up. That's why people keep asking. Because I ain't set it up. There's definitely more alcohol in that mulled wine than I thought. I thought it was light work. Another yellow card. Canate. Canate. Everton versus Arsenal in the Premier League at 8 o'clock. Of course, there is another game going on at 8 o'clock. Crystal Palace against Leeds. Which could be a good game for Leeds because Crystal Palace played Thursday night. I mean, I think that is absolutely terrible. That Crystal Palace, and they're also playing on Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup as well. Paris, Palace are almost playing the price of their success. Sorry, I'm just setting up the stream here for the Arsenal game. There we go. The Bones of St. Nicholas is a great episode, but The Devil of Christmas is traumatizing, says Robbo96. Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. Season 3, Episode 1. Oh, I've seen that one. It's really traumatizing at the end, yeah. Yeah, it turns your stomach, that one. I am watching the games at 8. I've set it up now, Rarin, yes. Yeah, there'll be no way back for Spurs now. It's going to be a good point, 3 points for Liverpool. And you know what? I always say this on the United Stand, and it's very, very true. You have this... build up towards games where you talk about, oh, this, that, and the other, and you're evenly matched, and how's this going to work? But you very rarely factor in a red card after 25 minutes and how that's going to impact you. And, you know, I'm not saying it happens every game, but it does happen. And after before that red card, I think Liverpool are in trouble. after the red card, Liverpool have to get the 3 points, and they've gone and done it. Lee Berman says Everton are going to get something later. Well, I can tell you the team news in that game. So Everton are lining up with Pickford, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Keane, Mikalenko, Garner, Erogbonam, McNeil, Alcaraz, Grealish and Barry. Whereas Arsenal are Raya, Timber, Saliba, Hincapié, Calafiore, Odegaard, Submendi, Rice, Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard. Eze on the bench, Madueke on the bench, Martinelli on the bench, Jesus on the bench, Nwaneri on the bench. So lots and lots of options for Arsenal. I think Arsenal might cruise through that one. We shall see. Inside number 9, it's dark comedy, isn't it? Richarlison coming on. Villa win tomorrow would put them 7 points clear of Chelsea. Do you think Chelsea could bring that back? Says Mozza. I think top 5 will get you Champions League anyway. So Chelsea are a funny team. I mean, look, I've seen Chelsea play better than Liverpool this season. If I was saying who's going to finish higher, I'd say Chelsea over Liverpool. Based on the form in the first part of the season. I think Chelsea have played good. But consistency seems to be the problem for Chelsea, and I think that's a lack of leadership. Apparently they're doing an Inside Number 9 live show. Spurs still pushing here. It's got to be a goal. It is. 2-1. Richarlison. He's loving it. He's wild. Part of his celebration was to stand up and square to Szoboszlai. I mean, Van der Ven's on the floor. Richarlison's on the floor. Block. That's a goal. There's nobody offside there. Just looking to see. You can't argue about that. Well, maybe it's game on. What's your thoughts on Haaland, says Hydra? With Harry Kane, best striker in the world at the moment. Well, interesting last 7 minutes now. Game on. 2-1. What are they waiting for here? I mean, they'd ruin anything, wouldn't they? What are we actually waiting for here now? Oh, fucking hell. This game, what is it about the half-5 games and loads of stoppages? I'm telling you what, if this was the Bundesliga, I'd be in the bath by now. It's always stop-start. What for? Like, what was that all about from VAR? And again, it's sort of killing the momentum, isn't it? Spurs fans are ready to... I mean, what? I want to know what they were looking for. We've just lost a minute there of momentum for what? That needs calling out. Like, what was the delay? What were they looking for? Van Dijk's getting a bit of stick in the chat. Do you think Gehi would have impacted Liverpool, says Crouch? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. McAllister's down injured now. They don't want to pick up another injury, and he is holding on to his ankle. I don't know what he actually did there. Van der Ben's been booked for it. Crystal Palace playing against Leeds tonight. Their team news is out. It's a strong team, although there's a bit of change in it. I mean, I find it incredible that that they played on Thursday night. Drew 2-2. But he pretty much picked the reserves, didn't he, to be fair? Odebear. Well, they wanted a handball there, Liverpool, Spurs. Richarlison's in again. Oh, good block by Canate. Spurs got to push for this now. What's happening to Liverpool? The chat can't believe it. I don't think it was a penalty for Spurs there. They were trying to say it hit Curtis Jones' arm. I don't think it did. Do you think Leeds will stay up, says Rarin? It's a big game for them tonight against Palace. I'll tell you what, if Liverpool bottle this, we're definitely getting a match reaction. That's a crap corner, though. You've got to put a good corner in there, Pedro Porro. Liverpool holding on against 10 men. Well, the same thing happened against Newcastle at the start of the season, didn't it? I mean, they played against 10 men and they really struggled. Luckily for Liverpool, they've got Wolves next. It's a lovely cross by Richarlison, but Alisson gets hold of it. Frimpong is bleeding. Referee saying play on. And Spurs, there's no way Spurs are going to put the ball out. Why should they? And it's another chance for Spurs to whip a cross in. Madueke on the bench is so unfair. He's the most exciting player at Arsenal. At least I get to watch Odegaard's excellence next. Kevin De Bruyne without a doubt, says Rajaf. He loves Odegaard and he loves Madueke. Yeah, I think Madueke just connecting with the elbow of Richarlison there, but I don't think it was an elbow. He's a dirty player, I agree, Jay, but I don't think it was an elbow. I think the Spurs players are saying, why hasn't Frimpong walked off the pitch here? But it'll all get added on. Chiesa's coming on. So I'm getting mixed up, not Madueke. That's Rajaf's fault. He was talking about how good Madueke is. Frimpong has gone down. It's the mulled wine. And it's Rajaf. It's your fault, mate, talking about Madueke. Been a tasty game though, hasn't it? Good gamemanship there from Frimpong. He's took the sting out of the game just because he's got a cut lip. Nine minutes added on here. I've got a United Stand video going out at 7:30. You can go and watch that. Liverpool fans, this is not what you want at Christmas. Arse is twitching like a bunny's nose. They'll be thinking, nah, not again. I mean, Liverpool, with the extra man, have really struggled today. And it's a good job Ekitike scored that header, because otherwise... Oh, that's a mistake. No, he's got that. I think with the thing about Liverpool again is if they get over the line and win the game, fair play. But I still look at them and go, there's just no rhythm. It's just every game's a battle, isn't it? And you can win some of those. It's a bit like United. Like United, every game's a basketball game. And you'll win some of them, but you'll lose some of them as well. Still 7 minutes to go. Another free kick for Spurs. Romero leaves it in on Konate. It's getting very, very tasty out there at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another yellow card. Romero on Konate. Has he sent Romero off? He's a hothead. He is a hothead. He's given him a second yellow, hasn't he? He's kicked out, that's why. He's too much of a hothead, Romero. He's too much of a hothead. I mean, that's your captain, Spurs. I mean, that's just mad. I mean, you know, you're down to 10 men. You've got Liverpool on the ropes for 7 minutes. You're 2-1. And your captain decides to kick out from a free kick he's just won. You can't compensate for that. That's just. And look, Konate. It reminds me a little bit of Konate. Konate could have got a yellow card. He came into him quite hard from the back. It would have been harsh. But Konate's done a job on him there. I mean, he knows he's won the free kick and he still kicks out. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And, you know, you can moan about Thomas Frank and you can moan about Spurs, but the indiscipline to get yourself back into the game. I mean, look at Bentancur again. I mean, he should have had a yellow card for kicking Isak, and he just goes and does that on Kirkes. It's just the indiscipline at this football club is incredible. They've got no discipline at all. Tom says most stupid 2 reds I've ever seen. I think the Romero one is a red. Absolutely. You can see the kick and he's on a yellow card. That's not a straight red. That's a second yellow, and it's absolutely deserved. It's stupidity. If a United player had done that, I'd be going mad. Forget the manager. And look, you can't really moan at Thomas Frank for this, because I think Spurs would have got a result with 11 men. They might have got a result with 10. They're not going to get a result with 9. Still 5 minutes to go, but, I mean, Spurs are 9 against 11. I mean, Liverpool, surely you try and be a little bit expansive here and just get the winner. Jack Fury says it's on the referee that Romero did nothing wrong. Mate, you can see the kick. I'm sorry. You don't need to throw a Tyson Fury punch to get a second yellow. You can see him kick out. Yes, he hardly touches Konate, but you can't do that right in front of the referee. But Spurs are still pushing. I get the frustration from Spurs fans, but it's idiotic. You can't defend that. And Liverpool have been fortunate to come up against the Spurs side that's shown such stupidity. Reminds me of that Chelsea-Spurs game. Remember Chelsea-Spurs a few years ago where they went down to 9 men? Romero again. And he's your captain. That's my big thing. He's your captain. You can't have a captain like that. People moan about Bruno, but that level of aggression is just stupidity. You can't be a leader when you're playing like that. Liverpool, this could be it. He won't have the pace. Wirtz won't have the pace there. But they've got the numbers. Done well there. Spurs still got it. McAllister's going to get a yellow. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We are live again at just before 8 o'clock for Arsenal. I won't be doing a match reaction to this because the turnaround's too quick. And also, I need to go and have a run around the garden and sober up a bit because that mulled wine just knocked my bloody head off. What's in it? I think she's put some vodka in or something. Oh. Haram says, I think Konate should have got a red yellow for elbowing Romero in the back of the head. As I said, that's Romero. Look, I'm not going to lie. If Konate had not already been booked, I think it would have been a yellow card for the way that he went into the back of Romero. But I don't think that should be a second yellow card when you're already on a yellow card. But Romero has to get the yellow card. You can't kick out. Andy Robertson's coming on here. I agree with Ben. I think Liverpool have been very lucky tonight. Very lucky. Don't think they've played particularly well. Spurs have imploded as they do. But you take the points and you move on, don't you? Who do you think's got the harder rebuild, Spurs or United? Says Christopher. I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I don't know. It depends on your finances. Who's got the more money to spend? I think they both need to spend a lot of money. Spurs' problem is mentality. You know, at least with United, they have a history of winning. Such a stupid second yellow card for Romero. Michael says, I still don't think Slot will see out the season. Look, I've seen it with United. Like, you know, you start to give up on a manager and then they somehow get a couple of results, you feel like it's just elongating the inevitable. I would say about Liverpool, the big thing is, you could have come here and played a good Spurs side, drawn 3-3, played really well, and you might be happier than this. And that doesn't make any sense. But I think when you're a club like Liverpool, results obviously are important, but results without performance and vision become problematic. And I still don't think Liverpool are performing, and I still don't think they're showing any vision. They've won their last 2 games. He buys himself some time. That's a lovely ball into the box. Oh, God, Alisson did so well. And that's the final whistle. It's over. Liverpool get the win. Slot looks very relieved. They're all over the referee. He's booked Richarlison, who I think is that second yellow? Or is he on a yellow? There should have been more time added on than that. 1.5 minutes. I will be fair. There was a lot going on in the 9 minutes to only add 1.5 minutes on. He's fucked up. The referee has fucked up there. They're right. Spurs players are basically saying you've not added enough time on. And he hasn't. He added 9, and there was definitely more time to be added on. But, that's what the Spurs fans were. That's what the Spurs players were saying. They're saying there should have been longer time than that, and there should have been. But I don't think they were going to get the goal anyway. Thomas Frank doesn't look particularly happy. Where do Spurs go next? Well, where do Spurs go next is a very good question. Where do they go next in general? Fuck knows. Strange club. But I don't think sacking Thomas Frank's the answer, because I think that you'd still have to deal with the same problems. They've got Palace a week tomorrow away from home, which will be tough. They've then got New Year's Day Brentford away, which will be tough. They've then got Sunderland at home, and they complete their Christmas period with Bournemouth away. So, it's tough. It's tough. He's under pressure. But if they didn't have the red cards, I think they might have got a result today. I really do. Right, I'm back with you in 20 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Absolute legends. I've thoroughly enjoyed your company. And if you want to get yourself over to the United stand, actually, we've just put up a video. Let me see if it's up already. Yes, it is. There we go. I will see you back in a bit. About 20 minutes. Thanks for watching.